Welcome back. It's good to see you.
You too.
You know, I always love getting together with you. You're always a cut up. And it's funny because I remember a few years ago we did that speed thing that kind of bummed. But all right, tell me what's going on with Ancestry. What's new?
Oh, so many things. So we do have some brand new DNA tools that are coming out with our Pro Tools package.
Okay.
We are just announcing it here at RootsTech, which is called Matches of Matches or Advanced Match Tools. So basically, you've always been able to see how much DNA you share with a match, and you've always been able to see who your shared matches are with that match. But now we're going to tell you how much DNA the two of them share with each other so that you can start to figure out those relationships.
What took so long?
Hey, well, we had some privacy issues we had to work through.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
good. Exciting. Yeah.
I don't even think your sidekick knows that yet. Maybe she's just keeping it under wraps until you said something. But, that is incredible. Any other big announcements this week?
Yeah, so we're continuing to make really amazing advancements. We'll stick with DNA for a minute on the DNA side. We've got hundreds of new communities that have launched over the last few months, and we have hundreds more coming. So just the size of the DNA database, 25 million now, we're able to get so granular. I mean, literally, we're talking some of these communities are 10 miles in a radius. So if you don't know where an ancestor is from or you have a brick wall, this is going to get you, if not to a specific county, at least within 1 or 2 counties. So you can start looking for more targeted connections, more targeted records. And we're also announcing here that we're going to introduce a communities filter on your match list. So you're going to be able to say, if I have this little community in Cork, Ireland, who else in my match list has that same community? And it's going to allow us to connect with them a little bit better, start to make more discoveries. So that's the DNA side of the house.
Okay, we'll get back to the other part here in a second, but you reminded me, one of the viewers on the channel was asking, they said, I don't quite understand this community thing. Can you explain that?
Easily, yeah. So your ethnicity estimate, which is the percentages that you get, that's showing you based on a modeled population where your DNA was 500 to 1,000 years ago, which for most of us is interesting, but isn't really genealogically informative because most of our trees don't go back that far. What genetic communities are is because 25 million people have taken the Ancestry DNA test, we start to see these genetic networks forming in the data, and our science teams and our population geneticists then go in and try to figure out why are all these people forming a community? And they're able to then label that community with a location. And so that's showing you where you have family members who have lived within the last 200 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So you have some other big announcements.
Yeah, so we did launch Pro Tools a while ago, and so we do have some new features in Pro Tools that are coming out in addition to the advanced DNA matching features. We also have some additional reports, some additional filters. So we're getting lots of feedback on that, and we're just trying to innovate and implement that as quickly as possible. So that's kind of in the tools and features bucket. We also have some new content announcements. So we have been able to re-index all of the new records on newspapers.com and create a stories and events index that contains 16.8 billion names in it. So when you start to think about the fact that Ancestry added 40 billion records from 1996 all the way through 2023, and the fact that just in the last 14 months we've added an additional 16 billion just from this one collection is kind of mind-blowing. But when you think about the kinds of things that are reported in newspapers, marriages, births, deaths, but also who just came home from war and who won a Boy Scout award and who went to her friend's party because she was the maid of honor in her wedding. And you start to get this real feel for who your ancestors were and the kind of lives that they were living. So I love me a good newspaper.
Me too. I mean, I found broken down more brick walls with newspapers than anything else. You have some specials going on this week.
We do. Here at the conference, we've got, so you can get a free month of Pro Tools if you come visit us in the booth, but we're not running that special online. I think we have a 50% off membership subscription special. And then we just have announced kind of softly a new subscription model on Ancestry. So in the past, our subscriptions have always been record-based. So you can have a US subscription, or you can have a world subscription, or you can have access to all the records on Ancestry plus newspapers and Fold 3. Always very records-based. We're kind of shifting that a little bit, and we're moving into this new concept around just individual plans and family plans. And an individual plan on Ancestry is going to give you access to all the records on Ancestry. So it's not going to be broken out by country anymore. And then a family plan is going to give you access to all the records on Ancestry, and you can share your subscription with up to 4 other people. So everybody still has their own login, they can still have their own tree, but only one person is paying the subscription. So if you think about like a lot of other streaming services and things have a similar model, that's kind of the direction we're moving.
I'm guessing you're doing this because if you share your tree with other family, you're doing those groups and
family groups, yep.
Stuff that would help alleviate that problem. So now, is this kind of an all-access pass, this individual membership?
So the individual will give you access to all the records on Ancestry.
Separate from the DNA stuff?
The DNA tools are included. The basic DNA features are included in any subscription. The advanced DNA tools are only going to be part of the Pro Tools, which is just a little add-on to any subscription. Yeah.
So just to be clear, so I don't understand this completely. There was an upgrade not long ago for the DNA, right? Wasn't there a second level of DNA?
No. So DNA Plus. Yeah. So let's talk about DNA Plus for just a minute. So DNA Plus, for anybody who took a DNA test and never has subscribed to Ancestry, doesn't have a record subscription. We have this low price DNA Plus subscription that gives them full access to all the DNA tools. All that DNA Plus subscription is included in any other Ancestry subscription. So you don't need an extra subscription on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense?
Kind of.
Okay. We're going to put out some charts and things.
It does.
It is, especially because we're shifting from one subscription model to another. There might be a little bit of confusion.
Now, will existing members have to transfer over to the individual?
They don't have to, but they will be given an option to if they want to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What other big news can you share?
Well, so our hero here at RootsTech is FamilyGroups. So FamilyGroups is a new feature on Ancestry. And again, you don't have to have a subscription to create a family group. You can have your tree on there for free. You can use the messaging center for free. And now FamilyGroups is another free feature on Ancestry, which allows you to start to collaborate and coordinate with family members.
Right.
The example I give in my own family, right? My dad is super into DNA. He loves figuring out who our matches are. My mom is really into scanning photos and getting them attached to the right people. And then I'm the researcher. And so we all kind of have a job to do, but we're all going to work off the same tree. And so we've created this family group that allows us to kind of coordinate our efforts and know who's doing what and what still needs to be done and what needs to be researched and what we need to like. So it's just a really beautiful way for families to work together. And I know that not everybody is as lucky as I am to have parents involved, but start thinking about, oh, I could share this with my sister or my nephew, or like there's almost always 1 or 2 other people in the family who have some degree of interest. And this is a way to start to expand that collaboration opportunities.
So on a personal front, you've got some news. You want to share that?
Sure. So I love the genealogy space, and I'm always looking for ways to be more involved in it. So I just celebrated my 20th anniversary with Ancestry. I am not going anywhere, but there are other businesses in the genealogy space that I love, and one of them is FamilyChartMasters. They do beautiful, beautiful custom family tree design. They also have set style charts if you just want something a little less expensive that you can print easily. They are a 20-year business that has been well established, but one of the owners passed away and the other owner is kind of moving on into a different phase of her life. And so I have just made an offer to buy that company, and we will be finalizing that sale here in the next couple of months.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It fills a need in the space, so I'm happy to support it.
It does.
Yeah.
And so you also have Pajamas
and Pedigrees.
Yes. How's that going?
So well. My nephew, I have a 14-year-old nephew who plays video games, and he's convinced he's going to be a video game streamer. And so he streams his video games, and other kids watch him play video games. And I was talking to him about this one day, and I thought, I wonder if genealogists would watch other genealogists do genealogy. And so I just kind of put it out in the world, and I said, you know what? 3 times a month, I'm going to turn on my Zoom camera, and anybody can join and watch me do genealogy and kind of talk my way through it. And that's how we got started with Pajamas and Pedigrees, and we have a really lovely community now of people that do that.
And if they want to get involved with that, how do they do that?
You just go to pajamasandpedigrees.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's always fun.
Oh, we forgot.
What did we forget?
We forgot to talk about the bear story.
My broken wrist.
Crista got eaten by a bear.
I mean, it kind of looks like it, right?
She won't let me tell this lie. My whole story is she got eaten by a bear while trying to save her nephew.
Right.
But,
nope, really, I just slipped and fell and was clumsy and broke my wrist with terrible timing, I might add.
darn it, you're not going to let me tell that.
No bear story.
All right, well, good to see you.
Thank you.